Guys, and welcome back to part two. Part two, how to paint a realistic portrait. I'm your host, Danielle B, the artist behind Acrylic Color. So we're gonna jump right on into this beautiful portrait. We started out with kind of blocking in her skin the last time we were going through everything on part one. So just in case you missed it, I'm gonna link it up in the iCard so you can head over to part one right now and catch up. Or you could just chill out with me and relax and zen out and watch me paint. And then you can go back and watch part one and part two all at the same time and do your own thing, okay? So I'm using acrylics today. This is how to paint a realistic portrait. And I have my regular colors out here. I'm going to add more colors later. I'm going to jump right into this and kind of talk and chat at the same time as I'm moving along. Just so we can get started because we're going to be really delving into this. Hopefully we'll be able to finish it in this session. So yeah, let me start off with the basic question. How has your week been? What's been going on? I hope you guys have been safe and wonderful out there. I'm starting out with my regular little teeny round brush. It is I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. It's a number 6 round. I got this from Michael's. You can pick this up anywhere, but you should definitely have some little detailed brushes. But again, everything's down in the description box, so you can utilize that if you need to know exactly what I'm using for today's video. I have my water and everything off to the side as well as my reference photo, okay? So let's get started. I want to kind of, I'm going to be like trailing off back and forth. I'm going to be looking at the reference photo and I'm going to start with her face and kind of work my way around. And the background is going to be the last thing we kind of do and get our lives together, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So I want to work on her eyes, and so I'm going to get a little magenta, a little bit of red oxide, because in the photo, she has a lot of makeup on, a lot of eye makeup. As you know, or maybe you don't know, she is a Instagram model, and, or just a model period, not, and she does a lot of like beauty and fashion and wigs and all of that stuff. And every week she has like a brand new photo out that's like really dope. And I really love this picture because of the color of the hair. You guys know I love pink. So yeah. Okay, so I did a little magenta, a little red oxide. I think I want to do a hint of brown, just to kind of kill some of that red. Okay. And I've already, if you didn't notice, like I've already sprayed down my palette. You probably didn't see me do that. But I got like a little teeny tiny like spritzer bottle. And this is good to keep your palette moist. Boom. Right? Keep it moist. Keep it tight. Keep it cute as you are. And you see how that's getting really loose now, right? And it gives you more of a working time. So I'm adding more burnt umber. Again, I like to mix these colors like on screen so that you guys can see it, and also so that you don't miss anything. I'm gonna add like a hint of this Naples yellow, because I feel like I need that. Okay, so on the end of her eye here, right, is really dark. So I'm gonna start with that. And yeah, if you happen to be in the live chat, you guys, welcome. I'm happy you're here. Go ahead and put your questions down below. Put them down in all caps. You can @ me if you want, and that'll highlight. It should highlight in yellow maybe, or maybe it's orange. I don't know, but if you @ me, I'll be able to see it even better, just in case a lot of you are in the comments. And this isn't dark enough, so I'm just going in with a little more burnt umber. And yeah, if you at me, I'll be able to see that a lot better. And then I can answer your questions as best I can. And this will be on the live premiere only, you guys. But of course, if you happen to be on the replay, okay, this isn't getting dark enough, so I'm going to add a hint of carbon black or regular black. Whatever black you have doesn't really matter. That'll make it a little bit darker because I don't have any blue on my palette tonight. And usually that's what I use if I want to make something darker, like a monochromatic black. Okay, so you can see that transition right there. The reason why you make the side of the eye or the eye lid, right? You want to make it like darker. And the reason why you do that is because you want to give, I'm going to do it on both sides. Do you want to give the illusion like the eye is kind of turning downwards, okay? So that's why I'm doing that. And I'm actually going to put some of that right up in here. Just fill in those eyebrows. Fill it in where you feel like, while you have the color on your brush, go ahead and fill it in at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Fill those eyebrows in. And you should also have a rag near. Hopefully you have a rag near. Like, I wish I had my rag near. So I'm going to grab me some paper towels that I have off here to the side. And actually, like, do this at the same time. I'm just wiping off my thing, my brush, in between colors. So, right here is really red. So I'm just going to get a little magenta. That's a little bit too pink. So you could always add, if you don't have red oxide, you could always add like regular primary pink. And, regular primary red. And that will also give you kind of what you're looking for, right? Because again, we're just filling in her makeup here. I'm going to put that here. I'm actually going to blend that together. So one side is going to be kind of reddish, right? The side that's going towards her nose is going to be red. And I'm going to do it on both sides because, of course, it's on both sides. And try to do this while it's wet so that you can have a good transition. Okay? And that's looking good. I'm kind of liking that. I'm kind of digging it. And don't worry about it if it's really, really, I'm actually going to add a little bit of this here because she actually has a little bit of dark. And remember what I always tell you guys before, like the key to realistic portraits is basically layers and details, you guys. Layers and details. It's all about the details, okay? And then right here, I'm going to add some of this red right here. And this lid. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So just add it wherever you feel like you can add it while you have it on your brush. But don't forget to go ahead and smooth out your edges and wash your brush off in between colors, right? Or you could actually turn around and use like an acrylic glazing liquid, which I don't have on me right now, but yeah. So I'm adding some of that. You know, the eyes are the window to the soul, so this is definitely important, especially for those of you that really want to get into portraiture and you feel like it's important to get the likeness. Like, that's really, really important to you. So that's definitely something that you want to utilize. Hopefully you guys can see that good. Let me move it down just a little bit while I'm working on the face. So yeah, that's something that you really, really should be utilizing and thinking about as you move through your journey with the face, with doing portraiture especially if you're gonna do like commissions and stuff like that. That's definitely something that you guys should be thinking about. Now, if you feel like it's too red, don't worry about it. You could always wait till it dries, go back on top with another layer, because the more layers the better. Okay. Now I just bought some new Posca pens. If you guys don't know what Posca pens are, Posca pens, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, boom. Posca pens are basically acrylic or water-based paint pens. They're really good for like if you want to add your little details. So I've really been kind of going crazy with these pens. Now, right here on the ridge or the eyebrow bone, that's going to be really light. Like right there is going to be really, really light. I'm trying to watch my hand because you know my fat hand is always in the way and people people can't see, you know? People are not able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, let me add a little bit here. And a little bit there and a little bit there. But don't forget to make sure you leave her crease because she has that crease right there in her, like right there in her lid. And most people have that crease. So you definitely want to watch that and make sure you're putting that crease in. So catch me up, you guys. I'm going to be looking at your comments periodically and getting to your comments. Or if you have any questions, go ahead and put them down also. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to have access to the traceable, that is available right now on my Patreon, which you can go get for, I think it's just $1 a month. So hit me up on patreon.com/creativegirlofcolor and you can have access to the drawing /traceable for this particular tutorial. If you are over on our Facebook group over on basically on Facebook basically on Facebook, okay? So if you on Facebook and you want to have access to the reference photo, go ahead and because it's available for free in the group, okay? So that's that. Or if you just want to paint with me, I'm more than happy that you're here and I welcome it, okay? You could just paint and save me to a playlist. I'm actually going in with that crease and I'm just reinforcing that crease with that dark umber. And hopefully you guys can see that where I'm just kind of darkening that crease. And this kind of goes up here. So I'm just going to smooth it out up in there, okay? Because that seems to have some sort of shadow up in there. And I actually need to make that a little bit lighter, but we can do that another time. This is definitely darker, so I'm going to go up in there and basically just glaze. Hopefully you guys know what I mean by glaze. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Doing the same thing here, just reinforcing. And you can see how you hold your brush matters. You see what I'm saying? So you see this is a flat brush. It has like a really thin, flat like tip. So I'm just taking it on the side and boom, boom, boom. You sweep, sweep, sweep. So you want to watch how you're holding your brush and stuff like that. I know a lot of people struggle with that, especially, and this all comes in time. You know, all of this stuff takes a lot of time, you guys, to get, you know, going and stuff like that. But, you know, with a little bit of work, a little bit of perseverance, I believe in you, okay? You got this. You can get it. You know, anything worth having is definitely worth working for. I tell you that. Okay, so up under here, I'm gonna take the same kind of thin brush, go right up under the I kind of gotta stop for a minute. Wait, hold on. I gotta stop and think about what I'm doing. Cause she has dark makeup right up under there. And so I'm just putting, again, I'm up on that thin heel. Right? And I'm putting in the darkness. Putting it right here also up under the lid. She has like kind of like a smoky eye. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like a smoky eye. And there's some like kind of shadow or whatever up under here. So I'm basically gonna take this down in here. Right? Because that's gonna be in shadow when it comes to her washing off my brush. That's going to be basically in shadow when it comes to her hair, okay? And then I'm smoothing out, okay? This eye seemed to be, make sure you smooth this one out too, because you don't want that hard line under there, because it'll be hell. You'll have hell trying to get that out, having that hard line under there, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you will definitely have that hard line, okay? Get a little bit of some of this, some of that. That's basically Naples yellow, but you can use any yellow that you have, preferably a cool yellow like I want a little more red in there, and I think I'm gonna add some brown. Preferably like a cool yellow. You definitely want something like that. Like a yellow oxide or a yellow ochre. But you could always work with whatever yellow you have available. And I'm going to take it right up under here also. Because this is a little bit darker than... This is when the glazes really come in handy. Because it's a little bit darker than the initial skin tone that I put down. So I'm just take that and kind of glaze around with that. That'll give the illusion, because this is like a mauve or a, I don't even know what this color is. Kind of like a pinky brown, right? So I'm going to put that basically under there. And that's a little bit too much. Remember, you could always remove things while they're still wet. So say you don't like it, just remove it. Remember, we did this a little bit different than we did our last portrait, which you guys should definitely check out. I wanted to show you guys like some really cool stuff. I was cleaning out the studio, and I happened to, I'm actually going to put some of that same thing right here, because around the bridge of her nose, this goes about right there. right up here to like right here. So yeah, I was kind of cleaning out my studio and I happened upon like all the past tutorials that I've done. I'm wiping off my brush. And make sure you don't bring it down now. Don't bring it down too much. But you want to kind of get that, hit that bridge, okay? Hit that bridge, baby. I'm gonna go right here because I'm trying to just fill in it's like I'm just going by what I see right here. Very thin. Going by what I see. A little bit of brown right here. What was I saying? Oh, I happened to clean out, I was cleaning up the studio and happened to see a lot of my past tutorials. And I won't show you now, but I'll show you in a minute. Kind of, I actually discovered, which was crazy, I actually just discovered, I don't know if this is too dark or not. No, that's all right. Right here, we're going to give the illusion. Sorry, I'm kind of talking, chatting. Talking is hard, okay? Talking and chatting while I'm painting at the same time. So, yeah. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Take some of that right here. And that's going to go right here. That's where that's going to go. So again, I'm just looking at my kind of reference photo, which it makes sense that you would have a slight shadow here anyway. Right? And remember, this is just our second pass here. So even though things are coming together, it's still going to look a little slightly crazy, okay? I kind of feel like it should be lighter, though. I feel like it should. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah. I'm kind of feeling like it should. Ooh. That's what I'm feeling right now. But anyway, it makes sense that this, you would have a little slight shadow right here, even though her skin is pretty clear and stuff like that. But you would have a slight shadow. I'm going to add some of that right here and kind of blend while I still can. It kind of makes sense that you would have a slight shadow right there because this is the side of her face that looks like it's turning. So you definitely would have, and I'm just like wiggling my brush, wiggle, 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 and I'm gonna add more yellow oxide. Remember, with African American skin, you're not gonna have, even though she's really light, you're not gonna have, I'm actually adding some yellow oxide right here because you're gonna have still a little bit of a highlight right here where that cheekbone is. So yeah, it makes sense that you're gonna have Blending, 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 you guys. I'm going to blend it up into here. That's what we're doing. Getting another color. You know, with acrylics, you gotta kind of like work fast because it will dry up on you. I'm telling you that right now. It will. Okay? It definitely will. And I'm blending at the same time. Now, if you don't want it to be like this, but make sure you dry off your brush if you want to try this blending technique. If you don't want to do it like that, don't worry about it because... Sorry, you guys. My allergies is in full effect. It's like every video, my allergies will be like in full effect. Okay? I think it's like the heat in the studio and all the lights and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah. When you're dealing with acrylics, you want to blend, blend, blend. Blend as you go. Keep blending, blending, blending. That's why you see I'm working on this one side and then I'm going to switch over to the other. I'm not doing too much more than that. You feel what I'm saying? So you definitely want to go ahead and really just blend that stuff out as you go. Okay? Now up in here, it's really dark, like in the recesses of her hair. And I think I added too much black. I added a little black there. This is why I usually do my monochromatic black, which is blue. Which is a blue and burnt umber, because black tends to overpower things and make it too dark. And I don't want that. So let me add a little bit of this red oxide to that black, because that'll kind of like temper that out where it's not wilding out on me and going insane. Okay? There's a little bit of dark inside. I don't really want to take my thing down though. Right above here. There is a little bit of dark. Right about there. Yes, it is. And I'm even going to take it here. A little bit of dark right there, okay? Wash up your brush. Again, we're blending, blending, blending as we go, okay? Go right up on that edge of that color and just blend her out, okay? That's how you do it, baby. And same thing on the face. You want to blend this out. Now, again, these things don't always make sense in the beginning. But believe me, it'll make sense. When we're done, it will make sense. I promise you. So stick with it and it will make sense. Okay? Same thing over here. Right up here, right up here. There's some darkness in there. So I'm just, since I already have it out and I'm ready to roll, I might as well go ahead and apply this darkness. It goes right up in the hair here. Because remember, we want to give the illusion like this. So you want to kind of make sure that this is kind of thin. I mean, that's the only way I can really explain it. Is make sure that that's kind of thin. Right up here. That's why these flat brushes are really good for this. Do the same thing here. Same thing there. But you make sure you blend in at the same time. Okay? Blend this stuff out. Because I don't know about you, but I don't like hard lines. I like things to be seamless. Okay? So blend that out. Wet your brush and blend it out. Don't worry, it looks crazy, but it's a method to the madness, believe me. It is definitely a method to the madness. I just got a little bit of brown, red oxide, and go right up around here. Same thing here. Go right up under here, you might as well. Because remember, that's her. Blend it out, you guys. Blend this stuff out. Get a little bit of water and blend and blend. Believe me, you're setting up the groundwork for greatness. It's going to be a beautiful portrait if you stick with it and kind of do your thing. Okay, so I'm kind of like jumping around, and that's what I tend to do anyway. Let me get my spritz, because with all the lights, we are drying up. Drying it up. Starting to drip down. And I'm going to get some of this little, I don't even know what, pinkish, reddish, yellowish that I mixed up. And I'm going to go right up under her hairline. Right here. You're probably saying, why? Like, why are you doing that? Yeah. Why am I doing this? Because you want to give you, when you look at your hair, right? You always have shadows, right? It's never just like, oh, hair, boom. No, you always have a little bit of shadow right up under there, but you don't want it to be so much of a shadow that it's like super noticeable. You want to give the illusion as if, and you see I'm kind of blending out those edges, right? Edge control, baby. That's serious edge control right there. yeah, when you have your hair kind of leaping over or whatever, your hair is never just there. Like, it has to have something to anchor it. I'm going in with the dark. Right up on that edge. I'm right up on that chisel with this brush. And I'm going in with that dark. And following that hairline. Follow the hairline. Still want to get a little bit in there. Follow that hairline. And it's still, it's you, like, you guys don't even know. It's really, really, really. Let me go up in here with this dark right up under that flower. Because she does have some darkness right there. Whether you know it or not. And all this is going to make sense pretty soon because once we start blocking in the hair, then a lot of these deep shadows, like, that's why I say you, at this point, you're kind of doing the groundwork. That's why I'm kind of adding in these shadows and stuff now. I always usually work dark to light anyway. I'm going to follow her clavicle. Boom, because that's the way it looks in the picture. But again, you don't have to do everything that's in the picture if you don't want to. And I'm going to do the same thing right around here. This right here is actually her what's the name right there? That's actually the what's the names. I'm gonna add a little bit of red to this mixture while I have it on here now. That's what I was gonna do. How about that? How about that? And again, if you feel like it's too light or too much, don't worry about it. You can always go back, deal with it another time. Smoothing out those edges here. That's what I'm doing. Kind of gonna go back in because I feel like I lost it. I lost it. I want to go like right up under her lip. And I barely have anything on my brush right now, you guys. So I'm basically just putting like a slight shadow underneath her, you know, her what's her name? And then like right here, right? Again, I'm jumping around to the neck and all these different things. And this is why I kind of recommend that you guys learn kind of like anatomy, because that will really, really help you guys, okay? When you're trying to do this stuff, because in case you ever lose like your drawing or you lose some part of something, right? I'm going in with this dark color right up under here again, just to reinforce that. That's what I was going to do. So if you ever lose your drawing or whatever, I'm doing the same thing over here. You could easily go back in and fix it. You know what I'm saying? But if you are not really familiar with drawing, this part will be extra difficult for you. You feel what I'm saying? Really, really difficult. Really, really difficult. Okay, you guys? Now, if you don't get her hair exactly right, don't worry about it. I mean, because you can always freehand this in if you're good with drawing. Or you can use, I don't even know what you can use. One of those, it's like a light tablet. Wait, guys. My nose is it wants to do something else for me. Anyway, you could always use like one of those light, what you call it? I don't even know what they call, but it's like this light thing where you could print out, like if you get the reference photo, you could print it out and hold on. You can print it out and go ahead and put it over the light. And or if like you have a big tablet, you can put it over the light and then trace it and whatever, and then transfer it onto your canvas or your paper or whatever you have available at this time. I mean, at this point, we just kind of digging in here, painting, drawing, and getting our lives together, okay? So it's not really that serious where we have to do like a whole thing. Okay, I kind of want to get her flowers in just to get like a little bit of a color going. That's what I would like to do. What are we in? 42 minutes in. All right, you guys. We making good time though, for real. We making real good times. Let me find my proper brush. I'm actually going to use my paint pen. I'm like really loving my paint pens right now. Shake them up. And it gives you just a bit of color that you need. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of magenta. And I want to you see how that's really, really, really bright pink? I don't want it to be that bright, so I'm going to get a little bit of yellow, Naples yellow. And you see how it gives me like that, I call it like a vintage pink, which is really gorgeous. I kind of love this type of pink. And I'm going to use that with a lot of white just to kill some of that bright pink. You feel what I'm saying? And look at that. Boom. Now, you could actually cover up all of those black lines, which in realistic painting, you wouldn't have that anyway, those black lines. You really wouldn't. And I don't mind putting in the flowers now because you're not going to really disturb that once you put the hair in. Now, if you really don't feel comfortable doing it now, don't do it now. Just wait till you get the hair in and then put it in. Okay? These flowers are pretty simple. I wouldn't have like a breakdown about it. I really wouldn't. So just kind of fill them in with this like vintagey pink. Like how I'm doing. And call it a day. It's not like a big thing, you know? Like a lot of white, little dab of yellow. And boom. Get that pink in there. And again, we're just blocking in these flowers. Because remember, we didn't do it in the last session. So we could actually go ahead and do that now. And not feel like any type of way about it. You feel what I'm saying? But these are like super cute, you guys. Like, oh my God. I loved this picture because I love flowers and I love portraits, right? So I was like, wow, this is the perfect combination, okay? I was like, what else do I need? You feel what I'm saying? And okay, now if you're at home and like say you do this portrait, which I would love to see it if you attempt this tutorial, tag me over on Instagram under the hashtag Creative Girls of Color. Okay? If you happen to attempt this tutorial and say you want to do it and you hate pink, like you really don't like pink, which is blasphemy. Pink is pink is life, okay? But it say you don't like pink and you don't want the flowers to be pink. That's okay. You can put the flowers whatever color you want to put them because at the end of the day, that's the end of the days, it's your painting. And I actually forgot to put this color in for her. I forgot to put some color in right there for some reason. I don't know why. Blase. Yeah, but if you don't like pink, just go ahead and don't use the pink. Right? And make some of these flowers a little bit darker than others. Hopefully you can see this and my fat arm is not in the way. You know, I didn't realize how fat my arm was until I watched some of this tutorial and I was like, oh, hell no. That arm is real fat. You need to get your life. Really need to get your life together. So anyway, what was I saying? I'm actually going to go right in here because her background is actually going to be pink, you guys. And I'm going to just pop that in right now. But don't get confused. That's just negative space. That's actually part of the background, okay? So don't get confused with that. That is actually part of the background, okay? And yeah. That's just me filling in all the flowers. So I think I got all of the flowers kind of filled in. And like I said, these are simple, very simple flowers, you guys. So you don't really need to like think about it too hard. Just put the pink in. Or if you don't like the pink, choose something different. Now, because the background is already going to be pink, right? You could actually make these a lighter color in the background so that it doesn't clash. But I'll teach you that at the end, kind of where you are and what you need to do. Like some could be more yellow and white, right? You see how simple that was? Like, y'all. Oh, wait, that's the background. I'm telling y'all not to get, confused, and I'm over here doing the same thing. Okay? But again, you're going to have to put a lot of layers on this stuff, and that's what the name of the game. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And I'm actually going to put a little bit of white right here. But just on that edge, that's where I'm putting that white. Okay? Same thing here. Because I need that to kind of stick out. Now, that's pretty. Now, say you don't even want that light color. I think this purpley gray and the pink flowers are perfect complement. It's like a dirty gray. Okay, so now, this is the perfect time that if you wanted to go ahead and dry everything and then continue on into the process. Once this is, you dried everything and stuff like that so you don't be sticking your hand in the paint. Or, you could just follow along or just do your own thing with the face and then do the hair. It's whatever order operations that you feel most comfortable with, you guys, okay? That's what I think. Okay, so I had a chance to kind of let things dry. Hopefully you did too. And I'm going to take my paint pen. If you guys don't have a paint pen at home just like I do, you can actually go ahead and just use your paint, you know? Because for the most part, that's what we're doing anyway. And I'm actually going to go right here. I actually have to fix her nose just a little bit because it got out of whack. Just a little bit. And I'm going to go around here. This is just dark enough where you can have a little bit of an outline, which is good. Without it looking like an actual outline, because that's something you got to watch. You got to be mindful of when you're doing stuff. Is having that outline in there. Let me remove some of this. Again, if you don't have, I'm just removing it with a little bit of water. You don't have a paint pen, just do what you can. With a light brown to kind of outline her nose a little bit. But you really don't want to outline it, you know what I mean? Like, it should just be, it's really like a shadow. That's what they call like a casted shadow. Right? Going back into my, like, my thing is dried up on me. So red oxide, quinacridone, my trusty Quin. A little bit of the black, which is dried up on me. So burnt umber. A lot of burnt umber. And which I'm going to just outline this really quick because... And you want to watch the way your pressure on your brush makes a big difference, okay? I'm actually going to use a little bit of that right here. Right there. Washing off my brush. So I can kind of smooth this out. Washing it off, okay? All right. Again, right here is a little bit of indent. So I'll put that back a little bit. Just utilizing this color wherever I see fit, which is basically just a glaze, which is a thin, very thin layer. I said later. Later, y'all. That's basically what it is. I'm taking this down right here. I'm actually gonna utilize the good old paint pen again. She's very pretty. And I'm gonna take it right on down there. And then we can kind of smooth that out right there. Okay? Smooth it out. figure out what this is. This is a little darker than what she is. That's a light, this is a light brown, not a light brown, but this is actually a brown Maruna paint pen. But you can get these in actual set. And they're really good for details, or if you can get them in different sizes. So if you like, say you wanted to do this in the whole portrait in Posca pens, you could, if you happen to have the whole set, because they come in so many different colors. Which is why I kind of love them. Like they have this like pretty pink one. It's like a light pink or whatever this is. It's a little, and they really saturate it. So you really don't even need, like that has a little bit of something, something. That has a little bit of something, something. And with these, you gotta work quickly though. Blend it out. And get a little bit of white. You could actually blend these. You see what I mean? Like you don't like the color, just blend it out. And that's a little bit too bright and light for my taste. But, you know, it is what it is. It's a little bit too light and bright for my taste. And since these are dry, you can actually go in and kind of do your own thing with that. The illusion to flowers is if you make the edges like really light, that'll give the illusion like they're lifting up. You feel what I'm saying? It'll give it the illusion like it's lifting off of her head. Like this one. You can actually outline them. And you put as much white as you want to put in there. Right? Make them as light and bright as you want to. Go right ahead. And I still have a little bit of pink on my brush. You don't want to have totally white. You know what I mean? Like, but a little bit is A-okay. So I'm just putting this. Or you could actually cover them all in white, right? First. And then go back over kind of like the top. With whatever you want to do. Like I'm just going to just take this down. And you don't want like a whole glob of white. Control your brush. Control the amount that you put on there. I'm just going to put this right here. Boom, boom, boom. And then let it kind of like blend out like right there. And then a little bit right here. And again, the lighter tips make it look like it's protruding kind of like out of her head. Some of these you can make straight up white, right? Or yellow. Yellow pink, or whatever you want to do, which I will do to this one. Because this one doesn't have a lot of white in it. I mean, a lot of pink in it anyway. And slowly cover up those black lines because There's no black lines in realistic portraiture, okay? In realistic anything, really, there's no black lines. So, there really isn't. And some of them are like pinky yellow. You can see that. Looks really gorge, okay? All right, now wash up your brush. Let's give her a quick wash of some color on her face. Again, what I always say, it's all about glazing and getting your life, okay? So, again, that red oxide, yellow oxide. Or, again, if you don't have red oxide, you could use yellow ochre. I mean, burnt sienna. Or, if you just have, like, a black, like, say you have or you can use craft paint, whatever you want to use, right? Whatever you have available, pretty much. I need this to be a little bit lighter. And play around with these mixtures. Really play around with it. You know, see over here, you can add that, blah, blah, blah. And leave some of those light areas in there. You definitely want to leave that. Again, you should definitely be utilizing your reference photo. Utilize that reference photo. Ooh, ooh. Okay, I thought I had brought, thought I had made that a little bit too light, but I didn't, okay. That's a little yellow oxide right there. Into my mixture. Why am I doing that? Because I want it to be lighter right here. Because, again, we're giving the illusion, right, that this whole middle piece right here is going to be really light. Not really light, but light enough, right? And why? Because that is considered the brow bone right there in the middle of your head. If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel your head right now. Feel it. Feel around your eyes and you'll see that that is the brow bone. Okay? You can add some of this light version, lightness right there. I'm getting into that lighter yellow that was already on my palette, really. And I'm gonna because I can see it right there, really. You bring that light. Try not to get it in your eyebrow, because then you have to end up doing that again. If you get it in your eyebrow. Put some of this light right here. And a little bit here. You know how people always have, and then you have, do the very thin right here. Right up on that brow. Get in there. Right above her eye. You have that light, and you got a little bit over here too, but only like right here. Okay? Blend, blend. I like to do circles, but you can do whatever you want because it's your portrait, okay? Blended, blended, blended. Get your life. Okay. There is something here. I'm gonna actually add this pink. Put it right there in the middle. She seems like she has a highlight. So you want to go here and here and here. Get that highlight in. Pretend it's like makeup, okay? So if you're into makeup, this will be right up your alley. Now, this is a little tricky, right? When you put that highlight in, you want to wait a few minutes to let it kind of start to dry. And you got to catch it right when it's about to dry and kind of flatten and smooth. And then we'll just build that up as, you know, as time goes on. Or you could actually use I got like 2 brushes in my hand at the same time. Or you could actually go ahead and, ooh, this is still wet. Use some acrylic glazing liquid. I'm taking that same pink and I'm putting it right here on this brow bone. I think that gives a nice, very nice highlight, that pink. Right? But again, you would need to utilize the reference photo if you want to do this. Utilize that reference photo. You barely gonna be able to see this. Wash out your brush. Wash out your brush. Okay, now smooth that out at the edges. You know how I feel about your edges. And I want to get some of the same kind of darkish color. Put it under here. That dark red or whatever you call it. Oh, I actually put too much over there. So it's really like concentrated right up here. That's where you want it. Now, again, this is where anatomy kind of comes in. If you know how the nose is kind of situated, it has like so many complex issues. Okay. When I first started doing portraits, I had such a hard time. My main thing that I had an issue with was noses, and lips. Noses and lips, and kind of this area here. I had a real issue with that area right there. I'm gonna put like some dark right here at the bottom. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. To give the illusion like she has some boob area. Yeah. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. And blend it out at the edges. You know how I feel about that. Blend it out. Okay. So. Again, we can kind of get this pink. This is where pink kind of comes in handy. I'm going to highlight right here. This is kind of highlighted right here. Okay? But blend it out. You don't need that much for that area. So what was I saying? Oh, okay. So when I first started painting, I had a really hard time with noses and mouths, kind of figuring out, and I think it was because I put the horse, whatever you call it, the horse before the cart before the horse. I don't know. Something went before something, okay? And I was going too fast, getting too excited, and ended up not really knowing my anatomy, not really knowing, you know what I mean? Like, where things went, how things are supposed to go. And my noses would end up kind of, let's see, too long. My noses would end up too long. And I would be highly upset trying to figure out my life. Trying to figure out where I went wrong, what's wrong with me, what's going on, okay? And I'm put a little bit of that right there. Right up here, because this is a little bit darker than the rest of the face. But I'm just glazing at this point, you guys. And it's actually going to go right up here to here, okay? And I see a lot of newbies do that. Like, I think it's because those are hard parts. They're really hard. Like, especially if you're not really familiar with anatomy, you know, you're just trying to get a portrait done and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be good with that sort of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what ended up happening. I would always make my noses way too long. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I mean, I kind of knew what was going on. I kind of knew, like, okay, I'm putting, like, a darker, it's like a little, I don't even know how to explain it. This should always be darker, just pretty much right around the chin. The edges of things should always be a little bit darker than the rest, right? So anyway, I couldn't figure out for the life of me why things was the way they was, okay? And, I mean, again, I kind of knew why they were the way they were, but I was too stubborn to... Let me put a little bit here. This is like the outer part of the nose. This is another little area of the nose right there. And I'm going to block in. I think I want to make it this color. Make it that color. In this case, you could probably get away with doing the lights first and then darker. That's what I'm thinking. Let me go a little bit lighter. Anyway, so I couldn't figure out for the life of me why. I mean, I was too stubborn, and I felt like, you know, I could kind of get away with it. And then at the point when I would first started painting, I really just wanted going in with this light right here. That lighter color. This nostril is going to be a little bit lighter, you guys. I'm actually going to add, I'm going to put this lighter. And right here is a little bit lighter. In the garden. Okay, sorry you guys. We kind of lost some footage. I thought I was actually filming, but booyah, no. You know, the filming gods had another plan. But you guys didn't miss too much. I was just doing a little bit of shading on the face. As you can see, I kind of darkened her lips up with a little bit of magenta and black. Fun fact, if you add magenta and black, you can make purple. Boom. Okay? And her lips is really, really dark. And she's looking like, you guys, this thing is coming together like gangbusters. I'm not going to take too much longer on the regular video part. I'm going to pop you guys into time lapse pretty soon. But, like, as you can see, we're really coming along here, you guys. Really, really, really coming along here. Right? So, From the picture, you can see that her lips is really, really dark. And then the only thing we haven't really done is like her like purplish grayish hair, right? So I actually want to go ahead. I wanted to show you guys in real time how I did the hair. I didn't really want to pop you guys in the time lapse too soon, you feel what I'm saying? Before I did that. So I thought it was, so I'm kind of just doing her lips. That's what I'm doing right now. And they're really, really dark, you guys. Really dark. Really, really dark, okay? So as you can see, I'm just filling it in. You can kind of go back in and add the little highlights however you see fit, you feel me? But for the most part, these lips are really, really dark, okay? And it goes really well with her super brown skin. So I wanted to show you guys how I do the hair really, really quick before I pop you guys into time lapse. So let's go ahead and start that. I thought I have something. Something on the garden. Uh-oh. I'm knocking over everything in the process. Okay? Let's see, what is this? What is this? Oh, I don't want that. I kind of want... Okay, so get like a filbert brush. I can't find my other brush right now, but I want to show you guys how I do it. Or you can get whatever brush you have available. It doesn't really matter. I mixed up my homemade purple with magenta. This is why I love magenta, because it goes together with everything. Because remember her hair, and I'm going to get this blue. I have this blue right here on my palette. You see it? And you see how that blue is light blue? That's a light ultramarine blue. And how I'm like turning the hair. I mean the hair. How I'm turning the I know this is probably going to be a long video, you guys, but yeah. It takes some time. Okay, so got my purple. And I went in and filled that extra piece of hair that was right there. Right there. Okay? Because remember, we have to get our dark spaces in before we do anything else. Alright? Don't forget to subscribe, you guys. This would be a great time to go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell for all notifications. I kind of forgot to tell you guys to do that. Yeah. So that's a really hefty purple. I'm going to add a little more black to kind of kill the saturation of that purple. And now I'm going to get some white. Kind of ran out of white. So since our hair is really light, and we already got our grays down, you know, that's the base. Just follow the line. Follow this sketch, you guys, of how the direction that her hair goes. And don't forget to utilize your brush strokes to kind of get the effect you want. Now you see how I'm going really, really light. Really light. Hopefully you can see that. Really, I mean, it's almost gray, like a light gray, right? Which it is kind of like a light gray, right? And I think that's pretty good, right? So And we're pretty much going to follow where we're at. So let's go here. I'm just going right on top. You see that? Following my lines. Nothing perfect. Nothing, you know, it's not like a big thing. I'm actually going right on top here. But you want to make sure you're going in the same direction as your hair. I'm not going to do the whole head, but I just want to show you how I mix up that color, which won't really come through. It's not really going to come through in the time lapse. The time lapse is going to go really quick, and it's not going to go through. Again, watch your brush strokes. And you could probably go with even, you want to leave a little bit of that dark peeking through right there. And you see how I'm following that along? Follow it along. Something in the garden. And try to go above where your dark is so you can still have a little bit of that dark kind of peeking through. You feel what I'm saying? Let me bring it down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing at the top. Now, you're going to have to do several layers, especially okay, this is all one. One. So I make that all one. This happens to be all one. Right here is all one. And you're going to have to do probably a lot of different layers. And that's why I said it's probably good to have another brush. Something in the garden. Get a little bit of darker one. And you can go this way. Follow that hair along, okay? You may have to do different variations, okay? You're gonna have to do lots of layers, even if you have good paint, pretty good paint. You're gonna have to go in with those different layers. You feel me? But this is how you do it, okay? You need to have at least I want to say 3 different values. Do this stuff in like thin layers, you guys. You never go in with straight white. So you want to have at least 3 different values. As you can see in here, I have a darker value. Something in the garden. And this has something too. And just follow how this hair is going. Follow what's happening. Get this stuff blocked in. Block it in, block it in. That's actually darker back there, so let's get it darker. Try to do like sweeping motions. Do that sweeping motion. And then you can keep building up. Since I have this darker value on my brush, I'm going to go even darker. So I got 3 different grays right here. Right? If you have zinc white, you can even go in with that. I'm just lightly dry brushing. Dry brush that hair right there. Same thing here. And let me go up so you can see what I'm doing. And as you can see, it's coming together. I haven't finished her face, but I'm just going to be doing a lot of layering on that. I wanted to make sure I was kind of thorough with you guys, okay? I feel like I need to be... Something in the garden. I'm telling you, if you take your time with this bad boy, it's going to look so good. So good, you guys. So good. Utilize those different values, though. Don't be afraid. To take advantage of those different values. I'm telling you, before you know it, this bad boy. You gotta think about the anatomy of the hair, right? Like inside that is gonna be darker. So you could always go back in with the dark if you felt like, you know, like something is not right. You feel what I'm saying? You could always go back in with the dark. And we're going to finish her face too. I mean, this is going to go quick because this is like the main part. getting that hair down pack and her eyes in, getting all that stuff in check is like the main thing here, you guys. Main thing. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to pop you guys into time lapse because I think you pretty much got the gist of what it is I'm trying to do. I think you got it. And I'll see you guys at the end and we'll talk more about it. Guys, so I kind of decided to block in the background beforehand. Don't ask me why I decided to do that. I don't know what was going on in my brain, but anywho, okay, I added magenta, yellow ochre, and a lot of white, and that gave me like the pink vintagey background, and I let it dry, and then I'm going ahead and I'm starting back on the face. This is when you get into the little nuances and details, because remember what I said before, it's all about layers and details when you want to do a realistic portrait. So that's pretty much what I'm doing at this point, adding all those little touches, and I'm adding a lot of white and pinks and purples to the hair. And yeah, that's the end of our video, you guys. Oh my God. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. I'm glad you guys hung in there. If you attempt this tutorial, get at me on Instagram, okay? Because I would love to see that. And I love you guys so much. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.